We talked to a number of companies, large Canadian companies. We had sit-downs, we had, coffee. It's about an idea. It's positioning a corporation in a certain light with a certain group of people, and it's aggressive, no question. Rogers, the conversation with Rogers, was an idea, and then it just wouldn't come off the stove. It just kept cooking. And other ones, were warm, and, on and on. So, you narrow the field of conversation fairly, not overnight. I mean, it takes months and months.
I know you didn't want to get into breaking down all the money you're getting from various TV deals and the sponsorship deal and so forth, but can we agree that you end up being much less dependent on ticket revenue going forward?
Well, I think my own view is it all goes into one pot. Rexall Sports Corp. We have the Oil Kings. We have the Oklahoma Barons, on and on. It goes into one place, one corporation, and it's not relevant to say where does the hot dog. I'm being facetious, but where does the beer money go? Where does the hot ticket money go? But it is less dependency on the day-to-day, no question.
I know you don't expect this, but I mean, attendance can go up and down. This money keeps coming. It doesn't matter who's sitting in the seats.
Yeah, you're right. It's not contingent on attendance, that's for sure. And that's a very good thing. Yeah, no question.
When we last talked across the street, they just started the pilings work.
Yeah.
So can you give us an update on how things are going over there?
Well, across the street too, so far they did coring to check down where the bedrock is, and so on and so forth. What's the depth? Everything's good there as far as I'm told. PCL's in the weekly meetings that happen right now in the design, and so are a lot of people. And it's all leading towards the GMP, as the mayor said, gross maximum price for January 24th. And as far as I know, everything's on track. I don't have one inkling that it isn't at all.
You would have heard by now.
Oh, I think I would have, yeah.
So is the plan to break ground in March still?
The plan is in the spring. Now, PCL is going to drive that, I believe. There's a lot of steps in the process, but I believe the PCL would drive the breaking. What's key is the delivery date. So gross maximum price, guaranteed delivery date. Those are two key ingredients for the landlord, the owner, the city.
Let's go back to my question. So September 2016, when people show up at the arena, what can they expect in the arena district? Will it be a construction site? Will there be buildings going up? What's your crystal ball telling you right now?
Well, I think the arena is at least phase one, the Winter Garden, the community rink, which is on the northeast corner of the arena, touched on the northeast. There's offices there for us and our operations. And then the Winter Garden stretches across 104th Avenue and lands in the plaza. And my understanding that at this point, underneath that plaza, there'll be upwards of 3,200 underground parking spots, and up from there, away she grows. It's speculative because interest in the property now and the last while has been very good. So, I mean, if you had your way, you'd build everything you could. So, I'll leave that to those guys to announce, but at the very least, we'll have all that done.
Do you expect an announcement anytime soon on private sector development?
I'm the arena guy. And I wouldn't put any extra pressure on them. I know what they're up to, and I know how hard they're working.
In terms of the financials footing here in Edmonton, we all remember almost losing the team, and when you first took over running this team, much different. So what is it, compare now to then, Patrick, how strong is the franchise financially in Edmonton, secure in Edmonton, compared to 12, 11 years ago when you were first taking over this business?
That's a really valid question. I think it's a really valid question. In 2000, when I took over, we were averaging like 9,600 attendance at games. As you know, we sell out. 300th consecutive sellout. Our suites are all sold, the rink boards are sold, and so on and so forth. And now we're moving to our own arena with a great owner who loves the team and has the wherewithal to keep the team here and float through good times and bad. Although we don't envision having to write checks. It is very sustainable in Edmonton now, and I think a lot like all the Canadian franchises. I think the NHL in Canada has never been in such a good place, And I think Edmonton's right up there on the top two. That's right.
How big is the TV money in terms of that? Because what compared to then and now, I mean, it's just.
Well, for us, it's a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing. Just the games that Rogers bought from the NHL were already getting paid for by CBC and TSN.
Okay.
So there's an increment to that, and it's a good increment, no doubt about it. But it's not triple. Okay. So and there are other things that need to be taken care of relative to the league. But the TV money is very good, and our Rogers deal is unchanged. We signed it 3.5 years ago, and it goes through 2020. And so all the parts and pieces to me feel quite good. And I think the fans, and lastly, I think the team. I think the team is in a place where it can really have high expectations soon. So.
You talked about the advantage of having Rogers as a league partner, as our partner for the arena, for regional TV, all that stuff.
There is an advantage in 1-800-ROGERS or 1-800-PARTNER in a lot of respects. Clearly, we're on the same page in terms of delivering fan experience and fan value in Canada, not just to people who attend our games, but everywhere. And as broad an audience as possible. Rogers sees their role as delivering all the games all the time on all the platforms in all languages. And so that all Canadians are going to have the best access they've ever had. There could be Saturday nights when all 15 games are available to everywhere from Newfoundland to Victoria, and certainly in Alberta. So it's an unprecedented move in that regard. My view is that the NHL, Rogers, and the Oilers are pretty much on the same page in terms of developing hockey in this country. And it makes the Canadian hockey market more competitive than it has ever been in terms of investing, sustainability, and winning championships. So this is going to be the best 10-year run we've had as a group of 7 teams ever.